Hey guys, welcome to a quick little tutorial done by myself, Rob Potter, and today we're going to be looking at Photoshop. There are so many things we can do with Photoshop, and today we're going to be looking at one thing in particular in this video, and that is the hue and saturation slider. Now what the hue and saturation slider, or hue and saturation menu, do for us is play around with the colours inside our digital images. This is obviously very important because it can make our images really stand out, bring out the colours and the vibrance and make it really pop, or we can make them a bit more dramatic and make them black and white. So it's a really handy little tool to do. Now, and obviously with Photoshop there are so many different ways of doing things. However, today I'm just going to show you one of the very basic ways of doing it in both Photoshop CS4 and Photoshop Elements 8, which is open right at the moment. So without further ado, let's get into it. The very first thing we're going to do is obviously open up our hue and saturation menu. To do that in Photoshop Elements, I'm going to go up top to the Enhance menu, and then down, once that's open, to the Adjust Color, and then across and down to Adjust Hue and Saturation. Okay. Once open, it'll bring up this little menu looking like this, and you can see I've got my three sliders: hue, saturation, and lightness. Okay. The hue changes basically your colours inside your photo, your digital image, as you can see to the right now. Obviously that's very, very basic for what that does, and we'll get into that later on in another video that I'll do. Okay, and lightness is obviously as it sounds, so we can make the image dark or light. Look at that, very cool. Alright, without further ado though, here's our saturation. Okay, probably one of the most important ones in this, I think, in this menu is our saturation slider. Okay, so I can move that to the right to increase the colour. Okay, obviously you don't want to go too far right because it can really increase the colour and you end up with a very weird looking photo. And also I can move that down to the left hand side, or negative 100, to make a black and white image. Okay, so completely up to you, whatever you're feeling like. You might feel like a black and white image, or you might feel like just increasing the saturation just a little bit to make your photos really stand out. I mean, that's what it's all about. We all want our photos to look great. Okay, so I'm going to go plus 30 and I'm going to go OK. Okay, so there's my after. So I can show you before. There's before, so I haven't really increased the colour that much. We obviously don't want to make it over the top, but I've increased it just a little bit, and there's our after photo, so the greens and the blues and the pinks and that sort of stuff would just come out a little bit. Okay, in Photoshop CS4 it's pretty much the same thing, okay, just hiding in a different little place. So this time I'm going to go up to Image, down to Adjustments, and over and down to Hue and Saturation, and as with both programs, Control and U is a shortcut for this slider. So Hue and Saturation, I'll open that up, and there, as you can see, is my menu, and it looks pretty much the same, if not exactly the same, other than the colours of the Photoshop Elements 8. Okay, and again I come down to my saturation slider, and I can just increase the saturation. Okay, or let's say we want to make this one a black and white image, I can move that all the way to the end, so minus 100 all the way to the left hand side, and it's now a black and white image, and I go OK to that, and I now have a black and white image. Hope you guys have found this handy. Definitely go and give it a try, and good luck. Thanks guys, bye.